Welcome back, whippersnappers. This is Gramps. We are in Shapes 2 Hexagonal Mode. Towards the end of our build, we have created a MAM for level 1. For one level. One layer, let's say. And it seems to be going well. I did discover an issue. So when we added this to help us decode what comes in from these 4 sections versus these 2 sections, so we ended up with a shape that was only these 2 sections. So it was 1 and 6, right? Because this is position 6 and position 1. So that was the last shape when we last left. And I realized what happened was this one, which was back here, had the exact same build out as this. And so that was not working. And I was like, well, you know what? I need to actually compare it to 4 and 5 and see if 4 and 5 exist. That says 4 and 5. But then I realized, no, I need to compare it to this whole thing. Like, this one needs to say, hey, does anything in this shape exist? And if no, then it needs to bypass. Because what it was doing before is it was just sending everything into the stacker where it was going to freeze because there was nothing coming in from here. So I chopped it all up, and I realized, you know what? That's this that I already have. So I just moved it in closer and then ran a wire straight down here, got rid of the receiver here. So we got rid of a receiver, which is always a good thing. And moved it in, and that worked out perfectly. It cleared out that shape and, sent that in. And then I set a timer for once it got to the next shape. And it was just under 10 minutes. It was like 9.5 minutes for the next one to clear out. So not bad. 9.5 minutes for a 1 layer clear out. I'm going to do a temporary pause on that. So that was pretty good. So then I let it run, and actually it was after that one that we got to our first 2-layer shape. So you can see we're only on level 9. Level 8 did have color. It had limited color, but it had color. And we so I cleared that out, and that was the one that took about 9.5 minutes. And now we are on this, which is a 2-layer shape. So let's see what we can do. In theory, all we need to do is duplicate all of this, right? And we're duplicating this and this. And I'm not worrying about this right now. And we do want that as well. So here's the thing. If I were to take this and copy it and paste it right here. Actually, that's too close. It would need to be right here. That obviously has issues here. So I would need to move it back one. Well, and actually, I could do that. That's not horrible, but I think then the other ones need to be different. So I'm going to do this. And paste that in there. That is 958,000 blueprint points. So that is this next layer. This one, let's get this lined up correctly, is the 3rd layer, and then this one is the 4th layer. Okay. But before we enable anything here, we need to do some we need to do some stuff. So this one is going to, let's get this going. Come up here and go in there. Quick and easy. This one we're going to turn around. To that, because that is just going to do that. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Let's cut it in here and go in like so. All right. So let's get some stops. And perfect. Okay, so that's looking good. Now what we're going to need to do is here, well, we're going to need to come through and we're going to need to change all of these, right? We're going to need to change all these magentas to yellows. And then we go to whites for the third layer and then uncolored for the last layer. So let's just do this one first, just for kicks. And you know what? I'm going to do that. Yeah, so we still have red coming in here. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so red is our first set of trains. Next one, we're going to have green. So let's do green and green. This is 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I mean, by 9, I mean 12, of course. You know what, though? We can do that without this. So I just want to have the colors coming in. So our green train is going to do that. We want red to continue through. Okay. And then so we want this one to be blue. Again, this will be 1, 2, 3. 1, that's 3. 6, 9, 12. I'm just kind of doing these guys for spacing right now. This last one will be our white train. Okay, so now we've got all of those done. Let's come back up here. So this one is... this is very annoying. Alright, so what we're going to do is have red, green, and blue. Okay, then we have red and green. Yeah, didn't want that. I know what we can do. We can just cut them off here. Actually, don't need to cut those two off. But we can cut this one off. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're good there. Okay, now red is still going down below. Green's coming in here. Blue's coming in here, and white up here. Okay, perfect. Now we need to do the same with the color train. And I'm just going to get rid of all this because we don't need that right now. Okay. So, yeah, we want that to be there. So that will be the green. And this one is only 7. Alright, so 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Copy this down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Red, green. This one is blue. This one is white. Oops. There and there. Okay, same thing here. So we will go ahead and cut these. We don't do that. Okay. So one coming in there. One coming in here, and one coming in here. So again, we will send red, green, and blue down. Blue and... oh wait, no, we want blue in here. Blue. So we'll send green and red down blue, and then just red. Okay, so we've got red trains coming in here, green's in here, blue's in here, white's in here. All is good. Now let's go ahead and enable the greens. Get those coming in. So that way we will start stocking this one, which is our next batch, our next layer. Although on this one, oh yeah, there is color in it too. Okay, so that is good. Next thing we need to do is, like I said, we have to come in here and change all of these magentas to yellow. I'm just going to copy it. And once it's copied, you can just paste it. Right on top, don't even need the shift key. This needs that. That. And then we're going to be here. Okay. Now we're going to go here. It's still the same. And here. And that is going to update all of this. I think all the way down to this area. Yep. Okay, so we'll have magenta to yellow, magenta to yellow, and magenta to yellow. This one needs to be rotated. Oh, And there's that one. Okay. That's sort of annoying. Maybe I should change this rotation to pointing down and have the wire go around. Because it seems like a lot of these are in that orientation. So yes, I am going to do that. Okay, then again, this one is yellow. That means this one needs to be white. Then we have to add on a trash bin right here. So what's going to happen is these are going to come through. Equal, not equal. Yeah, that needs to be not equal. All right, sorry. Quickly here, come in, get our trash can, and then we're just gonna do that, and just to clear up things, get rid of those. So we will have this comes through, and if it's the correct shape for this layer, it's going to go through. Then if it says, hey, there is nothing on the white layer, the white layer is not equal to null, then it's going to go through and start getting loaded in. The other thing, of course, that we need to do is create some trains here. So let's just do this. Oops, shape. And we'll just do 2 of these trains. These ones don't need as many because it's such a short ride. Honestly, don't even need 2. Get that first one going. There we are. Try and space them out. Yeah, that's good. And also, of course, these do not need to be different colored trains. So you can see this first shape has delivered in here. And that is correct, right? Yep, that's correct. And it is sitting here waiting, and it's coming into the top spot, and it's waiting for this one to come in from here, which will be, back to this, that uncolored blob down here, which should be starting to get built. It is. Then that's going to come into this train, which is going to feed it into here, which will go into the bottom. Then it's going to come through this, which will say, hey, is there that third layer, which is the white channel? Why, no, there's not. It is equal to null. So you're going to go through. Then it's going to compare it to the correct shape, which is magenta plus yellow. And then it's going to feed it on through. And it'll load up into this spot here, which will get grabbed by one of these trains and thrown into the vortex. So I shouldn't have to do anything. We should be good to go. is this one... Where are we here? This one. Is this one a not equal? That one's equal. Equal to null. Yeah, see, that's what I thought this should be here. Oh, but then I have the not in there. Oh, I think that's because of what I have. So we're going to change this to be equal. There we go. All right, that feels better. That was a not because of this, the difference in the first section. All right. So that is looking good. As we're doing this, though, I'm going to do this. And re-point it so it's just pointing down, as all of the others are. So this. Same thing. A couple of them are going to get through and cause some bad shapes, but that's okay. They'll get caught in the filter. But let's do this here. This one, of course, we're going to have to change the colors on, as we are with this one. All right. That's all looking good. Now I'm going to come up here, get rid of that and that. Copy in this and that. All right. All right, so that was the second one, was all yellows. Now this next one, we've got to turn all the magentas into white. Again, yeah, this is all magenta. I'll make that white. Yeah, because otherwise these are all active now. Alright, I think I'm going to clear all of these upper ones out once we're done. This. Right, so that's all good. And we're going to come all the way down here. It's going to be white and white. And white. And now is where we start to turn this way. There, that did not work. White, white, white. And back to this way, white. Then this one needs to be uncolored. Which again is annoyingly white. And I really hope that's a change that we have in the next dimension. Yeah. Oh, that's right. This one got shapes in it by accident. Right, so I'm just going to clear that whole thing out. Then our last one, these all need to be uncolored. And here. And here. I'm just going to keep doing the same. And there. And make sure, yeah, these are all connected, so we're good. All the way down here. And this is where we rotate. And then here. Okay. I can't remember what this one is. I think this one isn't technically needed. But I'm leaving it anyway, just for now. And it is... let's just make that one uncolored for now. Yeah, I think that one is not needed at all. Oh. Hello. All right. So our first two-layer shape automatically completed while we're building everything else out. And kind of want to see how long it takes to do the next one. So we were at about, on my timer, we were at about 26 minutes and 50 seconds. So let's see how long it takes for that second one. Now in the meantime, these shapes are getting picked up and delivered in. But because they are no longer matching the second layer, they're just going to be chucked into the trash. And these ones too. Those... What was that? That was the first layer. First layer, the top layer, rather, is coming in, getting chucked in the trash. Okay. Same with the second layer, coming in, chucked in the trash. So this is another time where trash cans are very helpful and honestly needed, because otherwise this would all get backed up. These bad shapes came down here, they got chucked in the trash. Now these guys are still in here and they're stuck in here. There's not really a way to automatically get rid of them. So when the good shape comes in, it's going to get rid of them. That's how you do it automatically in this game. Okay. So that's going to be this guy coming down the pike and coming through and going in. Right. Same story over here, except these ones are going to be able to be picked up and thrown in the trash. So those pucks are going to be cleared out at least. Oh, but it's going to take them some time because they're so loaded in here. So, but by the time the new shape comes down, these should be cleared out. Yeah, you can see these are all going into the trash. Now I could click, and I could hit this or the letter I, and those would all be gone. I don't want to do that. I want to keep it going automated. Now, in the meantime, let's enable these guys. And hey, let's enable these guys. Oh, and let's disable this. Or bypass. 3, 1, 2, 3, that's 9, and that's 12. Okay. So this is going to be the big drain on the resources. That said, these are all pretty full. I'm not super concerned about it. Yeah, we're going to get a little road jam over here. That's A-OK. Train jam. Yeah, see, for colors, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stops. For shapes, they really only have 2 stops, because they have 2 stops for each shape, right? So they have these. This is one. Oh no, sorry. It's right here. This is one set of stops, and then this is the other set of stops. Again, that's going to be more than enough for what we need. If we desperately needed to, we could rebuild this whole thing down a little bit further and give it another, 3, give it 3 stops or give it 4 stops. You can see this layer is already getting filled up with color. It's apparently not getting red. Why are we not getting red? 1, 2, 3. Why do you not have red? So let's go look. Why would they not have red? I see a lot of red. Alright, green train. That's our green train right here. Why are you not loading red? Do I have the wrong car type in there? It is possible. Okay, now it's getting red. I think I had a shape car? Okay. All good. So, as I am recording this, we're on a 1-week countdown. This video is coming out on Monday, 26th, and that is a 1-week countdown to the release of Dimension. So one of the things I wanted to say is when Dimension comes out, I am planning on starting everything from scratch. We're going to not do easy mode. We'll play hard mode. But all of the blueprints that I have and that I've used in this series and in previous series, including the other hard series, they're going to be useless. I'm going to delete those. What is going on with this car? How come you are missing a car's worth of shapes? That is a red train. Does this red train do the same? Nope, this red train has full shapes. Okay. And you're not getting anything there. The spikies. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's working, it's just there were no shapes for it to grab. Missed it by so close. Okay, now that these trains are full, they're not going to need to grab shapes, so once that one comes back, it will be good. In fact, we can send it back right now. Yeah, because we're getting low on those speckies there. So we will be going deep into Dimension and starting over, and I really want to do I'm going to do my best to build actual efficient builds. I feel that is much more possible now, or much easier to do in the Dimension build as opposed to pre-Dimension, just because We can make the jumps. We can, you know, change how far things, like this has to jump 4. We could make it just jump 3. This one has to jump 4. We can make it just jump 1. So it'll be interesting too to see how this different speeds work. Oh, look at that. It came right on out. That's going to be our first real shape for this new one. Come in here and hopefully it'll clear out some of those bad ones. There's another one. How are we doing up here? Yep, got them coming in. Good. So those are about to go, and these ones are clearing out. Wait, what is going on here? Those aren't the right shape. Alright, there's something funky going on. Nope. I'm kidding. All is well. We're good. Those ones can go into the trash. Doesn't matter. Now, the only time this is going to matter is if we have another one-layer shape. And I did have one comment saying that their random operator shapes were cycling back between like 2 and 1 layers or 3 and 2 layers, going back and forth a bit, which I didn't think happened, but apparently it can. But I think we're good. We're all, you know, we can handle that. So we've got a good shape in here, and it's being blocked by these ones that are still filtering out into the trash. So that's going to slow down the changeover a little bit. That's okay. And again, you can see in this stacker here, we have some bad shapes. Some bad shapes being made. It's actually the right shape, just the wrong colors. That's okay. But those are going to come in and get thrown into the trash. They're not making it through here. Yeah, they're just going into trash. Now we've got a couple of those. Oh, we've got some good shapes coming in too. So those are going to start making our actual shape. So they're going to have to come in and clear these guys out first. Obviously, the upper and middle layer are going to be quicker. Upper layer is going to be super quick. Middle layer a little slower. The bottom layer is going to take a good chunk of pieces in. But look, right here, you can see this one is going to switch over and be the good shape. That's it. That's this one. Oh, you can see that bottom layer's starting to get a bunch in. So that's going down. So I still haven't decided. I don't even know if I can go live and stream live. If I do go live and stream live, it is going to probably be... Let me double check with my schedule here. Oh, I cannot look at my schedule because I have my phone offline. Anyway, it's probably going to be about 9 a.m. if I'm able to do it. 9 a.m. Pacific time. And we'll see how that goes. Is this middle layer? Anything going in there yet? This is what I want to avoid with doing more efficient builds, is that these should all be running at exactly or very close to the same speed, the same production level. There we go. You can see that one's kicking in full speed now. But it's not going to matter because this puck is now going to kick on out. And that is all we're going to need. We're just going to need one puck. Because we only need 1600 shapes. So that is getting loaded up here. And let's see, we were at 2650. Now we're at 40, so that was about 14 minutes. About 13 and a half minutes is the changeover time. And here's our next one, which is 2 layers still and no color. So it looks like 1 and 2 layers are working. Based on what I have done in the past, I'm guessing 3 and 4 are going to work as well. Of course, we're going to need this. And this. Okay, what do we do here? Red, blue, green. I don't know why we went that order, but there you go. We did. And that, my friends, I think is the MAM completed. Of course, not crystals. And as I said, I'm not, just because of the timing, I'm just not going to worry about a crystal MAM. You know what we'll do is, after we do our hard mode playthrough with Dimension, then we will do a hard mode, a hexagonal mode playthrough on Dimension. That one we are going to do a crystal MAM. But I think this is all working. Now the other thing I could do is hijack this to do tasks, because there's no reason this MAM could not build any of these non-crystal shapes. In fact, guess what we're going to do next episode? We are going to do just that. So we're going to come along and do, we'll pick one of these and we will go through it. The Shapes 6 logo. Wow. That's planning ahead. Have they mapped out to Shapes 6? This is an interesting one. It can do this one too, I bet. Even, yeah, with pins for sure. So we should be able to do everything down to and including number 30. Which leaves 4 undone. But even these ones, we can do some of these layers. We could do layer 1 of those. Layer 1 of this. Yeah. All right. Let's look at it. So I think we are good for this episode. And we will be back next episode. So we have this and then 2 more episodes pre-Dimension. So next episode we'll come back and we are going to blast through a bunch of tasks. And that will allow us to test our multi-layers. So we will do that. And basically, all we're going to do, I'm just going to come in here, get rid of this guy, and then pop in codes with our signal processor. Quick and easy, yeah? Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you're finding this entertaining and helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. For those of you who have subscribed, I appreciate it very much. And please leave a comment. I respond to comments. Any comments, any constructive criticism, any helpful points, I'm always glad to hear that. And I thank you so much for watching. This is Gramps, signing off.